I strongly suggest you get a permit. I know that can be a hassle, but when you do get a permit from the city, make sure you ask for a copy of all the code that relates to building a deck in your community. The thing is, if you don't get a permit, and then you go to sell your house, and the buyer says, how do I know that deck is safe because it's not been recorded with the city that you have a deck? You may have to hire an engineer to look at the deck, and if the engineer doesn't like it, then you're in a world of hurt and you could blow up a sale. One of the things that surprised me was just how many engineering rules there are to building a deck. In my community, it's 14 pages, but they're not to be mean. They're just trying to make sure you build a deck that's safe, that's going to hold up over time. And if you're building it, your name's literally on the deck. And when it's done, you're going to know it's right because a professional has looked at it and said, yep, sure enough, that's okay. So I'll put up on the screen what I turned into the city for a permit, and it's pretty basic. It's a couple drawings on a yellow piece of paper, and shockingly, they gave me a permit based on that. But I knew I couldn't really do a build based on what I had on there. So I hired a draftsman to draw up a plan based on the codes for my community. He did a good job drawing up the plans, and I'll put those on the screen so you can take a look at them. And that told me how big these boards had to be, what they had to be, how these ties had to be done, how deep the footings needed to be, all those things you have to do if you're going to build a safe deck that's going to hold up for decades. I didn't hire an architect, I just hired a draftsman. Found him online. There are lots of ways to find him, Fiverr in different places. He did a really great job putting the plan together with the requirements of what everything had to be. I also asked him to do a materials list. That wasn't such a great job. I've got lumber I've got to return. I've got some more lumber coming tomorrow. In hindsight, I should have taken his plan, drawn up my own materials list, and gone from there. But lesson learned, no big deal. There were a few variations from what he did to what I wanted to do, and some of that may have been just my preferences. Like, for example, my footings are above ground, and he drew it for below ground, so below grade, so no big deal, easy enough. On that tool front, this little speed square, I can't believe I didn't know what a speed square was before, but this thing is like a Swiss Army knife. You just set it, it draws you straight lines automatically, does about a million other things too. This is just a magical little piece of equipment that I think you'll find very useful.